Any 2 hours of your life, if you could relive them, you can't redo them, you can't alter anything. You can't choose your wedding, and you can't choose the births or surrounding of any of your children, because we'll assume those would already be there.
I was going to say that where my mind first went when you just asked that. Okay, keep going.
And so any 2 hours that you want to relive, what would they be?
That is a really tough question, because again, the first things I would go to are my wedding day, because that's the best day of my life.
Yep.
Followed by the birth of our kids, obviously. We had a Thanksgiving one year. It was the last year that my grandfather was with us, and not knowing it on that particular day. And I just remember he gave the blessing before the meal, and it was pretty emotional about it. And I couldn't understand why. I was younger, and looking at him like, well, we're going to eat. This is a good thing. Why is everybody so emotional? And then finding out after that, you like to go back just because it was such a special day, and to be able to relive and be with them all together and everybody in the same room again. I'd probably choose that.
That's cool. That's a really good one. Yeah, it's just tough to decide, because
that's a really tough question.
Yeah, but I think you find out a lot about people. You could find out a lot about people, right? If you really dug deep. I mean, you could choose. I'm sure you had some basketball games you'd love to replay.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they were so fun. You love to replay them, recoach them.
Yeah.
A celebratory a team you're celebrating. There's all those kind of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't pinpoint like a specific 2 hours, but it's got to be a family vacation from when I was young, and we were just camping and hanging out, and something like that. Those are always the best memories. Yeah,
for sure.
Good. John Gordon, Energy Bus, and all that.
I've read almost every one of his books. Love
nice. Do you have a one word for the year?
I haven't done one this year. We have done it in the past. The big one for me, 2 years ago, I can talk about that one. And just being transparent, I didn't do one this year. Was consistent. Just consistent with my communication, consistent with my, being deliberate with relationships with my house, with my team, and finding that balance to be consistent with everything you're doing in your life. And it was, and I don't think I was inconsistent, but I do think it was an area I needed to grow. And if you're diligent about it and you put all your time and energy into kind of bringing everything back to that one word, it can help you focus on getting better. I think the concept of it is fantastic. We've had years where we've used that with our whole team. And, it's interesting because there's just so much stuff out there as far as trying to better yourself or do a better ship with leadership and, engaging your players on your team to be better leaders and better people that, I think sometimes you can focus on so many things, you forget about something. And that's the prime case of this, because I do think that's a cool thing to do. And I just didn't do it this year, but it's interesting. How about you?
Yeah, I do have one. I feel like the whole one word concept kind of is a great example of simple, but not easy. Yep. Like, it's such a simple concept. It's just really hard to choose one sometimes because there's like so many directions you can go. I chose the word move. Literally because I just want to be ready and able and open to move wherever I'm being called to go. No matter what that next thing in my life is. I'm not coaching anymore. I don't have a full-time job. I don't own a house. I'm pretty free to kind of come and go as I please. But I want to make sure that I'm just seeing options and opportunities and not closed off to any of them, just ready to move. I keep saying I chose move and God chose sit. He said, go ahead and have a seat. We're not going anywhere for a few months.
You can move, but not right now.
That's it. So now I'm trying to just navigate this little space of mine. But that's also been really good too, right? I mean, patience is a form of action. So sit and think, and it's been really good. Like I haven't, as much as I, am not a fan of an illness, dominating the world, and people are really sick and dying and we don't know what's going on. The downtime for me has been great. I've been really at peace with it. I'm very introverted anyways, so for me to sit home and have to stay here is really one less excuse I have to make on why I don't want to go out. I haven't asked anybody this one yet. You're the guinea pig for this question.
All right.
Do you have a new habit, a new belief, or a new behavior that you have established within the last 5 years that has made a massive impact on your life and improved your life?
I would say yes to that. The biggest one is, again, it goes back to the consistency, and which is part of the reason why I probably chose that word to begin with. But a habit I do have before every single day I practice, I try to make my rounds and make sure I'm connecting with everybody. And whether you're a starter or a player that's, happens to be sitting at the end of the bench, and to be able to continue to foster that communication. And whether it's a, hey, how class is going, or hey, what's going on with you? How's your family doing? And making that connection. I think there are times where that probably is the most important thing in my job that might get neglected from practice to practice and game to game. And as we get lost in the middle of the season, my goal is that my players never go through a season and say, he doesn't care about me. He doesn't give a crap. He hasn't talked to me. It's like I'm just another body at practice, because the truth is all these players on the team matter. They all serve a role on our team, and I'm very grateful that they are on our program and are continuing to be a part of our program. And I want them to feel appreciated. And sometimes just that little conversation is all you need. You don't have to have this, hey, we're going to have individual meetings and do a sit down for 15 or 20 minutes every 3 weeks just to be able to connect with your players. I think it's an ongoing process on a daily basis. So I've made a real big effort to be consistent with that. I can certainly get better at it. I don't think it's a finished product, but it is something that is on my mind. And I do think that has helped me become a better coach, because I do feel like I'm in better tune with what's going on with our kids. And, there's some days where they're having a bad day, or they got something going on in their life. And if you don't connect with them and have that conversation, then you get halfway through practice and it's like, hey, something's going on here. And then, you're drawing conclusions and trying to figure it out. And I think that open communication really helps. You're not always going to get the true story of what's going on before practice. And maybe there's hey, we need to talk and let's come in and sit down. But at least it opens the door for that to happen, and it doesn't sit there and fester for weeks on end. And I think that's an area where, like I said, I think early in my coaching career, I probably was, hey, we got a job to do. We're at practice. We're going to get after it. We're going to get better. We're going to watch some film. We'll see you guys tomorrow, where, that's such a small part of what we do. And to really be able to sit back and analyze that and try to get better at it, I think has been a big step for me in coaching. And the same thing with my staff. I encourage them to do the same things. I think the relationships that you have with the players is everything, and they need to feel comfortable being able to talk to you. And sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. But if you're making that effort, I think it at least gives that opportunity to happen more frequently. And like I said, I just want them to have a good experience, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Can be so tough to do certain days. Just get down there, even to get down to practice early, to have those conversations. But yeah, when you're intentional about those kind of things, it does definitely pays off. Books. Let's see. Are you a books or a podcast guy?
I would say if anything, it's more book. Podcasts, I think could be great. Like when you're on the road recruiting, just pop one in and listen as you drive. But for me, I'd rather have something sitting right in front of me when I'm reading. And that's an area where it's, if I have an area I got to get better at, it's going to be to read more. I don't love reading. Usually when I read, it's like, I want to get something out of this. It's not for enjoyment. But yeah, I would be a books person more so than a podcast.
And you would be a hard copy, not like a Kindle or an audio book.
Yeah, don't love the audiobooks. Just feel like I have to have something in my hand. And now that being said, I was reading a book recently on my phone. When we do our reading time with the kids, I also try to model that same thing.
Nice.
So the book I'm reading right now is about North Carolina basketball with North Carolina State, North Carolina, and Duke back in the Dean Smith, Mike Krzyzewski, and Jim Valvano era. It's an interesting book, a lot of good stuff to read there, and how, Coach K kind of got his start and then was pretty rocky at first before he really started to get things going, and was, really afraid he was going to be let go. And Dean Smith was dominating things. So, most of my books that I choose to read are either going to be leadership or basketball related. So there's not a lot in between.
If you had 1 to 3 books that have impacted you the most, what would those be?
Let's see here. Energy Bus. John Gordon, I think, is a fantastic read, regardless of whether you're into sports or not. There's been some John Maxwell books I've read, and I've read probably 7 or 8 of those. As far as titles, I don't really know. The Power of Positive Leadership.
It's a good one.
And then there's another one, just Relentlessness. I've read that. That's a pretty good read. And then another one is Think Like a Warrior.
Oh, nice.
But the last one I read, and I'm drawing it's about the New Zealand rugby team.
Oh yeah, Legacy.
The All Blacks.
Yes.
That was off the charts good. It's kind of hard to read. It doesn't flow great, but the ideas and the things I took from that book were phenomenal. That one I read during the season last year.
Yeah, that one's on my list, and it's been there, and it just doesn't move up. Like things just keep getting in place, but it keeps coming back around. I feel like
it's a good one. I really enjoyed that one. That would probably be right behind the Energy Bus as far as the ones that I've read. But yeah, like I said, it's reading something. I do, but I'm not super passionate about reading, and I need to be better in that area.
I'm a big reader, so if you ever need any suggestions, you let me know. Carpenter is probably my favorite John Gordon book.
I've read that as well. That is very good.
That one I really like. Burn Your Goals is probably one of my favorite. I just finished Pound the Stone, which was excellent. Really easy read. Like it's like a story. Yeah.
You Win in the Locker Room First. Have you read that?
I have. That's good too. Yep. That one's really good too. This book here is probably one of the most impactful books I've ever read. In a Pit with a Lion on a Snowy Day. This one is about how to survive and thrive when opportunity roars, about how God uses obstacles in your life to propel you forward. That one's been really good. About to start, the obstacle is the way. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. But I always read. I read books with my former staff from college coaching. We're reading a book together. We just finished Pound the Stone, so we'll get together every week and talk about it.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm reading Burn Your Goals with my AU club, the 11th grade. I mean, they're sitting around not doing a whole lot, so we're reading books.
Got some time.
Yeah. I don't know. I gave them a little bit of an option. I asked them the question, but it wasn't really an option. Like, let's read a book. But they've all liked it, which has been really good. They've all enjoyed it. Let's see. Let's just go through some of your favorite things. I only got a few. Favorite ice cream?
Favorite ice cream would be mint chocolate chip.
Wow, I find that to be a very common answer.
Really?
Yeah, many people like mint chocolate chip. It's super low on my list, and those who know me will not be surprised by that. I said this in my when I was talking to Kendra Fawcett. I was like, for some reason, I'm one of those people that don't jump on the bandwagon. What most people like, I don't like, and it takes me a long time to like it. So I've tried. Yeah, I'll eat it, but there's a lot of things I'm gonna pick first.
Okay. What's yours?
Well, anything chocolate based would be mine. So like Bear Claw is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
That's dark chocolate ice cream with caramel and chocolate covered nuts. Like, come on, can't go wrong. Or I just recently found, last few months, I found Ben & Jerry's Tonight Dough, which is like peanut butter ice cream and chocolate ice cream with cookie dough. Like the chocolate cookie from like Oreos, like the chocolate through there, and peanut butter cookie dough.
That sounds good.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. It's hard to stop on that one. It's really good. Favorite movie? Doesn't have to be your favorite. Just a couple movies maybe you like.
Braveheart.
Excellent.
Yep, I think Braveheart's phenomenal. Just the whole layout of that. Got a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for the Scots. There's a little bit of that. And Hoosiers is my number 2. I think, I've just always loved that. I think that's just good. And when I see like the top 10 sports movies, and to have that not even be listed, sometimes I'm like, what are you guys looking at here?
Right.
And, but those 2 are the top 2 for sure. But I really enjoy. I used to be into movies big time, like back in I would say in the 90s and the early 2000s. Yeah. And then once we had kids, we've kind of fallen off of the movie bandwagon.
I was waiting for like Frozen or,
Yeah, well, Frozen 2 has been a hot one in the house lately.
It's good.
That one's been played, not exaggerating, probably 10 times. When they can start reciting every word, they watched it a few times. But I enjoy action and I enjoy comedy movies. I mean, they're anything to put a smile on your face and make you laugh a little bit. It's always good. But how about you?
I liked Braveheart. Braveheart was good. One of my all-time favorites that I could watch, and I would watch probably every time it is on, is A Few Good Men.
Oh yeah, great movie.
I love that
agree.
Movie.
That would definitely be
Redemption would be up there.
Top 10 for sure.
Yep, those 2 are in there. But it's hard because I do like some action, like a Braveheart. I like Troy. I like King Arthur. Those kind of movies.
Yep.
Lord of the Rings, I really like. And then I'm romantic comedies. You can't go wrong. I pretty much like all of them. So yeah.
Yeah, Gladiator was one we've watched quite a few times in the house too.
Another great one.
Yep.
I used to watch a lot more movies when I was working in the UP because we spent a lot more time on buses.
Sure.
I could get a lot of movies in.
Yeah.
Now I don't travel as much, so I don't get a lot of movies in. And then I got in, Netflix and Hulu and all those. Now I just watch a lot of their series. So let's go there. What series have you watched, or is your favorites, or?
Well, I will say this: the one coming up with Michael Jordan, I absolutely cannot wait. That documentary is I will live in front of the TV and probably sit down and watch the entire thing as quickly as I can. But as far as Netflix, Game of Thrones, we watched, start to finish.
So good.
It's good. Keeps you kind of engaged, I guess. Another one we watch pretty frequently is Outlander on Stars. It's
I haven't started that one yet.
Yeah, it goes back to the whole, Scottish thing. We both kind of dig that. So we did watch The Tiger King. Still not sure what I just watched when I said I watched that.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Don't.
I can't.
Yeah, but we went through and watched all the Friends reruns when those were on Netflix, and I really enjoyed that type of sitcoms, that and like Seinfeld and The Office.
How I Met Your Mother. Did you ever watch that?
Fantastic.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I'm not a massive into 30-minute sitcoms and comedies, but How I Met Your Mother was awesome. Friends was amazing. Yeah. I like Will and Grace every now and then. The old Will and Grace.
We'll watch that.
Did you watch Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
No.
That's on Hulu. No, Prime? Might be on Prime.
Okay.
You should watch that. Really funny.
Okay.
Yeah, really funny. But some of my favorite ones are like Breaking Bad, Dexter, Ozark. Are you an Ozark watcher?
Started watching and just didn't stick for me.
Gosh.
Everybody I've talked to said it's great.
Episode 9 of season 3 might be the greatest hour of television I've ever watched.
Wow.
I mean, it's a bold statement, but it's so good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. Let's see. It took me 4 seasons to get into Game of Thrones. So I started again, I don't jump on the bandwagon. I started way behind everybody else. I'm like, there's no way that good. And it took me 4 seasons. And I'm like, I just kept watching because I'm like, something's going to happen because everyone's still in this. And it did. And it's super good. I really like that show. Ironically, Hoosiers, I didn't get to this in the movie section. Hoosiers, I don't love Hoosiers.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not excited for the Michael Jordan documentary.
Oh my goodness.
I know. I'm a unicorn. I'm like the only person around basketball. I just don't like Michael Jordan. I will watch it. I will absolutely watch it.
And I think whether you like him or don't like him, the thing I'm hoping to see from that is just the almost obsessive competitiveness he had, and how competitive really was he, because you have the perception of it and the reality might be a little different. I'm interested to see how that goes.
I am interested to see the behind the scenes, the mentality, the time put in, that kind of stuff. I am interested to see that kind of stuff. Michael Jordan to me is like a fish story though. Like clearly he's one of the best. I mean, no one's going to argue that, if not the best. But I just feel like his legend has grown the more he's been out. And I'm like, hey, I lived during this legend. I mean, during this time, I saw this happen. Yeah. Pump the brakes a tad. That's my Michael Jordan.
Okay. That's fair.
Favorite food? You have a favorite food?
Actually, and this shows you the kid in me, but like the request on my birthday every year is to have macaroni and cheese. I get now, not just you open up the box and make it. Helen makes her macaroni and cheese is off the charts good.
Oh,
so
man.
Yeah, I frequently will enjoy that.
Worth
really
having
good.
A birthday, man.
Oh, it is absolutely awful for you, but man, it's pretty good.
Every once in a while, you gotta do it. It's just
that's my go-to, and I would say my 3 kids all feel the same way. They enjoy that.
Do you get it more often than just your birthday, or is it like a birthday?
Oh yeah. No, it'll happen.
What accompanies the mac and cheese?
Oh geez, That part changes. You
Okay.
know, there's going to be some type of vegetable and some type of fruit probably. You know, we try
Yep.
to balance it out a little
Okay.
bit, but yeah.
I love it. Gosh, make me want some. I need some dinner ideas.
There you go.
Might have to partake. All right. So last question. Get you thinking here.
All right.
Using the initials of your name, first, middle, last, initial. Choose a singer-songwriter. Can be one person, a duo, a band, doesn't matter, and create your summer music festival.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with Jay-Z.
Ooh, okay.
But it's got to be the combination with Jay-Z and Beyonce because I think that'd be really cool.
Okay, so you're going 2 for 1 there. I like it. It's your music festival. You can.
Yeah, well, for sure. D. Let's see. D.
Ooh, D's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Ryan had D as well. We struggled. Dave Matthews Band was all we could think of.
And I would be okay with that. I've actually seen Dave Matthews in concert, and certainly good. Well, I do have my phone right here. I can look through my playlist.
Yeah, there's got to be some more D's. Dire Straits.
Oh, Dire Straits is a good one. Really good. Actually, I have it. David Gray. I don't know if you've ever heard.
Oh, I do love some David Gray.
David Gray's fantastic. We've one of Ellen and my favorites. We've seen him twice in concert. He's really
wow. Really good.
So yeah, definitely David Gray.
Okay.
All right, so C.
I haven't had a C yet, so this is good.
Okay, again, I'm going to go to the well here. Trying to think. I love 80s music, so I got another one there. We've seen this, and again, most of these I've seen in concert, so that shows you I truly like them. But Coldplay.
Oh gosh, that's fantastic. The Cure was in my head, but Coldplay.
Cure's good, no doubt about it.
Oh man, that's a good festival.
All right, now, but listen. So I had to give you the initial of the middle name, and this is one of my favorite games I play. What is my middle name?
Ooh,
starts with a D. It's kind of like Rumpelstiltskin.
Are you Jeff or Jeffrey?
It's Jeffrey. And
Jeffrey.
I play this game with everybody. I'll give you 3 chances, and I almost guarantee you will not get it.
Gosh. Jeffrey. Well, I'm going to say it, even though I know it's not it. David.
No.
Darnell.
No.
Jeffrey. Oh, I'm just going to go off the wall here. It doesn't really roll off my tongue, but since you said I won't get it. Dylan was in my head, but I'm going Dustin.
No, it's Dow.
Dow?
Yeah.
As in Midland Dow?
Yeah, but it's spelled differently. It's Dowe, but it's
yeah, I never would have got that.
No, family name, and nobody's ever gotten
from?
it. My grandfather's name was James Dow, and so
what is there a further history? Like, is it someone's last name? It just
I don't believe so.
Wow,
so it's interesting. Yeah, it's different.
Did you use it in your son's middle names?
No, now both of my sons have the same initials, JDC, because my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my dad, myself all have JDC for our initials. Yeah. So we have Jackson Duke and Jacob Drake.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
JDC.
There you go.
Good, Dow. Jeffrey Dow. Gosh, I'd like to think I'll remember that. I can't promise I will. That's a tough one.
It's off the wall enough where maybe you will.
You could win some money in trivia with that, though. You could give some 20 guesses and they won't get it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Shoot. I'm glad I didn't bet because, I mean, mine's fairly easy. So let's see. Oh, I've done mine. My music festival would be Justin Timberlake.
Okay, good.
I'm going for high entertainment value. Lauren Daigle.
Okay.
And Pink.
That'd be solid.
Can't go wrong. I mean, it's poppy, but it's very, I couldn't choose Adele because I don't have an A.
Okay.
So when I first saw this question, it was use your whole entire name.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. You'd have to go back-to-back Fs.
Yeah, that's hard to do. Foo Fighters would be in there, though. Yep. They are awesome live, too.
Kendra actually picked Foo Fighters as her Boston F.
Yep. I've been close. That's actually another trivia. I mean, I think I've been to over 75 concerts. Like I enjoy music. I really like going to see things. It's fun to hear live music.
So much. What's the best concert you've ever been to?
The Foo Fighters.
Really?
They were number 1, and the close number 2 was U2. U2 was off the charts good.
Where'd you see them
But
at?
I saw you two at it. Where was it? Oh, it was at the Palace. Yep. So that
Rest
was
in peace.
probably, yeah, right. So that was probably about 15 years ago, but they were really good. Seeing the Foo Fighters 2 times, and both shows they put on were
Wow.
great from start to finish, and they sound really good live. You know, it's like you just put the CD in and you were listening
That's
to
great.
it. It's really cool.
My two favorites would be the Eagles.
Oh yeah, that'd be
I
great.
saw them at Van Andel in Grand Rapids. They were excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Dueling Pianos with Elton John and Billy Joel.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Oh, it was so good. Like I keep saying this, like I paid like $200 for my ticket, and I'd easily pay double again. Like
yep.
it was amazing. But yeah, I'm glad I saw it. That was incredible.
Neat.
So, well, awesome. That's all I got. That's
all. Right,
we've talked a lot. We've covered a lot of territory.
Oh, it was fun. I appreciate it. It
was great catching up.
Yep,
and learning
absolutely.
your middle name. Who would have known? We gotta be careful who I'll cut that part out maybe so that
I know, because I'm gonna lose some money, because I usually, you know, that can at least pay for my lunch most days, you know.
Ellen's gonna be so mad. Why are you telling people that?
Right.
I love it. Well, great. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. The weekend coming up. Hopefully, we're getting out of quarantine soon, and you can get that golf game in at some point.
Well, hey, I'd like to make that happen. I haven't played much in the last 2 years, and I'm not good to begin with, so you'll probably beat me by 20 strokes.
No, I played once in 2 years, so we're good. We'd be a good match out there. We'll just make sure we're like the last tee time.
Yeah, not holding people up.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. Great talking to you.
Yeah, you too. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you soon.
See ya.
All right, bye.